this bombshell drops that Seth Wickersham in his newest book reports that he was very particular with the way he phrased it, that the Patriots reached out to gauge trade value of Jimmy Garoppolo, and the 49ers were insisting on a first-round pick, which has been reported all throughout the year that they're insisting on a first. And what the news was is that the Patriots apparently were willing to give up a second for Jimmy, and it didn't happen. Now, I asked Kyle Shanahan today, did you turn down an offer for a second? And he said no. If that were to happen, I would have talked to Bill Belichick, and I didn't. So, I know how I interpret it. It seems to me what he's saying is it wasn't a real offer. It didn't get to that point. If it got to the final level, it would be a conversation between me and Bill Belichick. But that's not what Seth Wickersham said. He said someone on the Patriots called to gauge interest, and someone on the 49ers said what the going price was. So I don't think either side is lying. The relevant news to me is that the Patriots would have given up a second, and the Niners were really holding out for a first. Is that how you read it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, gauging interest. Was a formal offer ever made? No. Would a formal offer have come from it? Yeah, I think it would have. If they said that they were willing to take a second round pick, Patriots would have been like, hey, well, we're willing to give a second round pick. So That's the frustrating part. When this whole thing came down last night, I tweeted it out and I said, fire both these fools right now. Get rid of Shanahan, get rid of Lynch. I'm tired of them being incompetent. This is the last straw for me. If that report is true, and I have a big reason to feel that it is, I think both those guys should be gone. I'm so tired of this regime. No more passes for these guys. None. They don't deserve it. They've been incompetent over and over and over, and people have explained it away repeatedly. I'm done with it. There's no way that these guys should keep their job if that is the case. Jimmy Garoppolo for a second round pick, you take that bag and you run.
Right. Like they're trying to parse semantics here. Like, was it an offer? Was it an offer? Was it just a conversation? It doesn't matter. We know from multiple sources that the 49ers were holding out for a first round pick. That's all they were going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo for. It seems now that it's been reported that New England would have offered a second round pick. And we know that there was a conversation. Maybe it didn't get to the highest level, but it didn't materialize the trade. So it seems to me that we also know that Jimmy Garoppolo has played 5 games this year.
Yeah.
Won 2 of them, lost 3 in a row, gotten hurt once, and lowered whatever trade value apparently he was worth a second round pick. I'm freaking shocked. I never would have thought that. But apparently he was worth a second round pick to the Patriots. Now they're out of the quarterback market, and Jimmy Garoppolo's lost 3 games in a row. So whatever they could have gotten for him in April or May, they can't get for him now. And that's the ultimate irony. That's what we've learned.
Right. Absolutely. And a lot of people think that the plan was to prop up Jimmy's trade value. That's why he was playing. That's a bad decision. The fact that you're drafting a quarterback because A, you don't think he's worth a damn long term, and B, he can't stay healthy. What did you expect to happen this year? He'd have an epiphany and be an amazing quarterback? No, you knew that wouldn't happen.
No, it's almost like Kyle's like, look, I don't like Jimmy, but I'm so good that I can prop him up for another year and we can trade him for a first round pick like we've always wanted to, and get some of that draft capital back that we got for Trey Lance, and it'll all work out. It'll be like we didn't trade that much for Trey Lance, and we'll go to the playoffs this year with Jimmy. We'll go to the playoffs next year with Trey Lance, and I'll just be a genius. I'll just keep being a genius. But it's not working out that way. You're not going anywhere with Jimmy Garoppolo. Every day that you trot him out on the field, his trade value goes down. And you're in like one of these situations where, how far are you going to let your stock plummet before you just sell? Because do you really think the stock's going to go up at this point? Why? What happens if you lose to Chicago? Where's the stock going to be after that? And honestly, if he beats Chicago, it doesn't even really go up that. It just kind of stays where it's at for a week. But if he loses to Chicago, then it's even worse. I don't even know if he's worth anything at this point. Like, his contract is so bad that you might have to, like, the Niners might have to pay a team to take it. So, I understand what Shanahan's saying. He's parsing words. There wasn't an offer. I didn't talk to Belichick. It didn't get that far. Whatever. You held out for a 1. It was a 2. Now it's a 5, maybe a 6. It's going to be a 9 or an 11 eventually. And that's on you. That's what we know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the offseason there's no way he's worth anything close to that. And the fact that one team,
when he said that, like, it was reported they're holding out for 1. We all laughed like, ha, yeah, that's you driving a hard bargain. If you got a 2, you would take it. They got the 2.
No,
and they were
didn't.
like, nah. I keep comparing it to Seinfeld. I don't know if you watch Seinfeld, but they had the show about nothing. They pitched it to NBC. They were interested, and they held out for Ted Danson money. The Niners held out for that Ted Danson money for Jimmy Garoppolo, and now they're going to have to get nothing and like it. I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right, because he's worth nothing at this point. His whatever value is there, and it was only the Patriots, by the way, because they have a love for Jimmy, right? Like it's a little bit more than just a quarterback to them. He meant something to that team, and Belichick, quite frankly, got some good play out of him. And listen, he has an ego. We just talked about it. He's probably looking at it going, "You guys screwed up, Jimmy. If I get Jimmy over here, he's going to look good again, and you're going to look stupid."
Right. Jimmy and Mac Jones are so similar anyway. It's true.
Right.